Hey, best friends. On this week's episode of Teachers Off Duty, we are talking about crazy things that students have fought about. We are also fighting with Gabe about biting a Kit Kat in the middle. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it.
Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of the Teachers Off Duty podcast. I am Gabe Dannenbring. What's up, Sugarfoot?
What up? Our
What's
people
going
love us,
on?
man. They know we be
What's
foolish.
going on?
We foolish at the beginning.
How's it going?
Good.
Let me introduce two lovely hosts that we have today.
I like when you call me lovely.
Lovely. Two lovely hosts.
Calls me lovely.
You go first there, Sugarfoot. That's a word, that's a phrase that you taught me. And I love it.
You have called me Sugarfoot 15 times in the last 2 days.
It's great.
It has made my life so
It's awesome.
happy.
Never heard this.
It's personification. Right? No, not
You
quite.
You didn't get it.
Ah, it's alliteration.
Didn't
What was
get
that?
it.
Totally.
No.
Which one is it?
Okay, science teacher.
Sugarfoot. It's just a figure of speech. Which one would it be?
It's just a cutesy.
It's like an idiom, not an idiom.
What'd you call me?
Oxymoron or something. It's not an oxymoron.
You call me an idiot and a
Shut up.
moron. Okay.
I
I
don't
swear
know.
we're all certified teachers.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping, babe. I had 2.2 hours of sleep, so I can't spell idiom at this point. I am honest teacher, sleepy vibes.
Yo, nice idiom. And who's this over to my left?
I'm
Welcome.
Anna Kowal. This is my first time here, and I'm super excited.
Welcome to the party.
You may have seen
yeah.
Anna on Board Teacher's Facebook page because she is freaking hilarious.
Oh, thank
That video you made with the copy machine, I was like, go ahead, friend.
Yes, I
You better
talk to
live
the
your
copier
best life.
machine all day,
Maya,
every day.
Maya, haha. You better live your life.
Yeah.
Cheers to Sugarfoot.
Cheers to Sugarfoot. You know what else we want to cheers to? We want to cheers to some upcoming dates. Okay.
Yes.
These are some huge dates.
Bum,
Now, if
bum,
you're
bum,
listening
bum.
to these dates, and we have a huge announcement coming. So, gotta listen to this. So, November 14th, Glenside, Pennsylvania. Good news, bad news. Good news is we're gonna be there. Bad news is sold out.
So I gotta get them tickets
Gotta
fast.
get them tickets quick. November 15th, Huntington, New York. 2 shows, both sold out. It's a good problem to have. November 16th, Montclair, New Jersey. 2 shows, 7 p.m. is sold out. However, 3 p.m., see you there, a couple tickets left. And Easton, Pennsylvania. Good news, bad news about this one. Guess what? Sold out.
That's the day
but-
before my birthday.
But if you are a roadie, if you want to keep seeing it where everyone's going to be, 11/21, also known as November 21st, Champaign, Illinois. See you there.
Power it up.
Peoria, Illinois on November 22nd. And Chicago, our biggest venue yet.
Chi-town.
4,000 seats. That's a lot of people.
What?
4,000.
That's a lot.
That's like a couple zeros up in there.
Ooh,
That's a lot.
That's impressive.
And then 11/24, the Indianapolis for a comedy show. Will be awesome. Now, here's the big news.
Tell them. Big boy.
All right, the Teachers Off Duty podcast is having its first ever live show.
Sauce. Lots in the sauce.
Live.
We outside.
Live.
Tell
And
them
guess where it's going to be?
Tell them where it's at.
It is going to be in Mexico. Mexico. It will be at the first ever Board Teachers Comedy Festival in the Riviera Maya, Mexico. It's beautiful. It's like Riviera Maya, if you've never been there before, it's like
Tell me about it.
Cancun, but not quite Cancun. It's where it's bougie. It's nice.
Fancy.
It is awesome.
Ray Bouget.
We love the Riviera Maya. So what is going to go on at this lovely
people.
festival?
Tell the people.
There's going to be comedy shows. Okay. Everybody on the roster is going to be there.
Roster.
All of the people on the
18.
roster.
Start at 5 off the bench.
Wait. Is Casey Mack going to be in a bikini?
You know what?
Because
That
I'll
is-
go.
Do not tempt him because
I'm
he
just
will.
saying, I think it needs to happen.
If
it
Casey
does.
shows up in a Speedo, it's Anna's fault.
That's how you sell tickets, friends.
So if you're a fan of comedy, there's going to be so much stuff there for you. If you're a fan of the show, not one live show, two live recordings.
Oh, no, dogs.
2 live recordings. And then there's going to be all sorts of different games that we're going to be hosting, all sorts of different things. It is going to be awesome. So mark your calendars, July 10th through the 13th. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be
talk
lovely.
about it.
You know what? This might be the biggest teacher event ever. Ever.
Bigger than the board teachers comedy tour? That's what I like. Come on.
It's going to be the biggest
Come
ever.
on, big back teacher event.
Oh.
Let's go.
Only thing bigger than the event will be the tequila shots I'll be ripping on the beach. Oh.
Turn down for what?
And Mamma Mia. So
Get your
it's going to be
lime wedges
awesome.
ready.
And
It's
it'll
gonna
be
a
right
great
after
time.
some of y'all finish teaching summer school. So come on, friend.
Exactly. Before we get going, I want to address a couple comments.
Don't you dare.
Okay, I want to address a couple things. Okay,
Gabriel.
a couple weeks ago, I made some comments about Harry Potter,
Hey, what guy looks stressed out over there?
and I spent some.
I don't even know this. I'm nervous.
If you didn't watch, I talked about Harry Potter, and I said I got a bone to pick with that guy.
Even though you came in with some Harry Potter glasses on.
I said I got a bone to pick with that guy.
Boy who lived.
And I spent some time reflecting and reading your comments and seeing all the feedback. And you know what? Zoom in tight here. I'm gonna double down on it.
I knew you was
I'm gonna double down on it.
gonna say that.
I can't stand that guy. Okay, so here's the deal. What I was
What's
flying.
his name? Daniel Rack?
No. I can separate.
He can't separate it.
No problem with him.
He in your DMs.
That character. When I was flying down here, I sat between two people. Okay, I was middle seat.
Middle seat.
I was.
So you bitter about it because you was
I was
middle
bitter
seat.
about it, and we were talking about, what are you doing in Orlando? And I said, here's what I'm doing. And I said, well, lovely ladies, what are you two doing? They go, we're going to Universal. I said, what are you excited to see? They go, Harry Potter.
Okay.
I bit my tongue. I didn't even bring it up.
Gabe's tongue bleeding on the plane.
Yeah.
You're
So
making the wrong cult mad right now.
you know what?
Yeah.
Come on, bring your worst. Do it. I dare you. It might even cause a fight. And speaking of fights, you know what we're going to talk about today?
What a segue that was.
You're like the king of segues today.
We are talking about crazy things that students have fought about in, full-on headlocks.
Enhance.
Yeah. If you
Get your
if you're
PPE
listening, that was a fist. That was a pop was a fist.
Ow, Gabe
It
hit
was-
me.
It was
Thank
a
you for that
fist.
clarification.
Yes.
I'm new to podcasting, so we needed that for
Hey.
me. Thank you.
So we've got a bunch of crazy stories about things that students have fought about.
I got my own story, and
Yeah,
I'm still
what you
mad
got?
about it.
Let's
I don't
tip us off.
remember. I don't remember this little snotty-nosed little boy's name that I went to school with
always the snotty-nosed
when I was in
one.
So
kindergarten.
you were in school.
This was when I was in kindergarten,
taking it-
way
we're taking
back
it back
in
to
the
kindergarten.
days of dinosaurs, as the kids would say, jerks. This little boy that I was in class with, for the whole year, we argued about whether he tried to convince me that the year changed every day with the date. And I was
That's a
like,
bold take.
now in my kindergarten brain, I was like, no, it doesn't. He was like, yes, it does. And he was like, prove it. And I'm like, I ain't got no phone. I can't just whip. And they had phones at that time. You can't just whip it out and show them the date. And my teacher, where was the calendar? And why weren't you teaching us that the year stays the same, but the date changed? He bamboozled me. And I thought for a little minute that the day and the year both changed
Did
every
you
day.
spread the rumor that that was a thing?
Here's the thing. I think we all was goofy at that age, so we all believed it. I'm still mad about it because he really had me thoroughly convinced.
So who planted that seed, like in his brain?
Yeah, where did he get it?
I never knew, but I wish I could find out because if you say something convincingly enough, people will believe it. I don't know who told him that, but my teacher, she never could. You heard us over here arguing about that. We got to slipping and slapping each other. You seen us over here. We wasn't even fighting about ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. We over there arguing. I still to this day am mad that for a second I really believed him and thought the year changed. Because in my little kindergarten mind, I thought we was going to run out of days. I was like, the world's going to come to an end.
We're running him. There's so many years
I was
happening.
like, it is 1994. What are we going to do?
What are we doing?
when
It's
there's
2000.
no more numbers?
What's gonna happen at 2000?
In my kindergarten
What's the
mind, I
next
didn't
number?
know any more numbers. I was like, oh no, it's 94. What happens when it gets to 99? We're all gonna die. Like, I'm
Dun,
just,
dun, dun.
What if
gotta
that was the
attitude
reason
about
for the Y2K scare?
They should have added that to the list. They should have added that to the
I'm
list.
You
still
just
mad
know
about
that kindergarten teacher
mad about it.
was seeing you two argue, and she was just sitting at her desk
probably
so
hated us.
stressed out. Like,
probably hated us.
I can't even get into. She's like, I can't argue with these kids about the day changing with the
tired.
year.
I was
scared of
that
her
day.
too.
This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. As the leaves turn and the school bell tolls, the excitement of a routines and to-do list and busy fall fun weekends can quickly become overwhelming. This time of year, the stress, worries, and anxiety can be lurking at every corner, and you're stuck in the corn maze of fright or flight. You may need a little help balancing your life in a classroom and maintaining a life outside of it. If you're feeling overwhelmed, you are not alone. If you've thought about therapy or wondered if it could help you navigate this season of your life, give BetterHelp a try. BetterHelp is an online therapy platform that makes it incredibly easy to connect with a licensed therapist from the comfort of your own home. BetterHelp makes therapy anything but a scary experience. You fill out a quick questionnaire about your needs and preferences, and BetterHelp will match you with a therapist who specializes in the issues you're facing. Whether it's classroom stress, burnout, or just needing someone to confide in, they've got your back. So if you're ready to banish those back-to-school blues and find a little balance in your life, give BetterHelp a try. As a special treat, no trick, for our listeners, enjoy 10% off your first month using the code TOD at checkout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TOD. This spooky season, BetterHelp is here to support you every step of the way. Because sometimes the scariest thing is not facing our fears in the first place and holding ourselves back.
I don't even remember a lot of stuff from
like
elementary
they're all
school.
so warm and fuzzy.
We are.
No, I said the kindergarten teachers.
Oh.
Aren't they all warm and fuzzy?
Well,
not like
not
jaded
my-
like us middle school teachers.
Yeah.
Not my teacher. Her name was Miss Blackwell, and I was scared of her. I don't know.
Old
She
school
was-
kindergarten
yeah,
teacher.
I was scared of her. She had that pinstripe suit on every day, baby. I was like, I'm scared. And at the time, I didn't know she had the same suit on every day because the teachers wouldn't make that much money.
She a mobster? A little
I don't
pinstripe
know.
suit, actually?
I don't know. It was the pinstripe suit with there was the skirt with them loud shoes that's blocked. That the block of the shoe, the heel of the shoe is as big as this cup on the table.
Oh, no.
You could hear her coming. So 5th grade, sex education class. That's where I'm taking it, y'all. I'm taking it there.
What is there to argue about?
So they,
People are turning up the volume like, what? Where is this going to go?
and I tried to convince this girl named Christina. I still remember.
Oh, poor Christina.
I remember
Sorry,
her.
Christina.
I said, yeah, when a woman's pregnant, she still has her period.
You dirty dog.
And she was like, no, you don't have your period when you're pregnant.
And that's a serious argument.
And I was like, that they told me that you have it until you're old.
She should have been like, who is they?
And we fought back and forth. And I was like, you got to ask the teacher.
Because
I was, like,
almost
nudging
5th
her.
grade, there's some girls that get their period in 5th grade.
Yeah. And so
She was
I was
stressed about it.
Yeah, she was like, wait a minute. Do we not get a break ever? And I was like, no, I swear.
She was like, this is my first year experiencing this. I got to have a break at some time. I'm like, girl, I feel you. I want to kick men in the stomach when I.
What did I do?
Gabe, it's all your fault.
I'm sorry. How did you...
So the debate ended by her getting the guts to ask the teacher. So we
said by her getting pregnant when she got older. That's where you're
the
going.
next year in 6th grade. No.
It happens.
But so I lost the fight, you know. I thought I was so dead set on it. I don't know where I got
did
the
you-
idea.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I just assumed that we were stuck with our periods until we were like 55 or something. I was
Somebody
like, this
planted
is
that
it.
seed in your
All the way
mind.
till menopause. All the way through.
So, but I was really glad to hear that, you know. I was like, okay, we get a break. We get a 9-month break if we ever have a kid. So
yeah, girl.
Well,
went
good
back
news,
to
bad
your
news.
mind.
Bad news, I was wrong. Good news is...
Lost the fight.
Pregnancy is still miserable, so it's not really a trade-off. I'm hungry and my feet fat.
Tell me about it, right?
Shut up.
All right, girls, pregnancy.
Put your nose right here.
I've had so many students now start arguing over stuff, and it as a middle school teacher, it's always interesting because
All 3 of us teach.
Yeah,
Isn't that crazy?
Oh,
Yeah.
middle school crew
Let's
in the
go.
house.
Yes, and we
Let's
get to see
go.
fights all day, every
All the
day,
time.
nonstop.
Better get your PPE.
and they
I ain't breaking no fight without no PPE. Y'all better stop playing. Them kids going 10 rounds like Tyson and McGlover until I get my PPE. And even when I have it, I still ain't breaking up the fight because you ain't finna hit me. Carry
That's
on.
not our job is not to take punches.
We don't make
There
enough
to
of that.
teach.
All we're legally obligated to say is stop. Oh no, don't drag her. I wish there was some PPE that would come. Oh no, there's blood across the floor. I'm telling you.
My best box out ever was still a fight. Like all the years of basketball, of practicing boxing people out, like I gave some pretty weak box outs on the court. But when there was a full on, it happened like a couple. I've had a fight every year, but I think it was like 2 years ago. There was a fight in the hallway, and I heard it, and it was only me out there. My box out. I cleaned.
Clean house.
Andre
Did it.
Drummond
Bodied the
on it.
whole squad.
You got a long arm span
I
for
do.
that. You
I
really,
do.
you got this,
Yeah.
You got
So-
some yardage there.
And it's funny.
I don't know how long you are.
We all teach middle school. Stop playing. You know, you can't be serious. I bet you we got some good arguments from us being middle school teachers.
Yeah.
Remember that year them kids was arguing over if water was wet or not?
Yeah.
Now that argument got heated.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I never saw people were writing college dissertation type theses on that junk. I said, water is wet. No, it's not, Miss Richardson. Water isn't wet. It makes things wet. Sorry, what? I'm sorry? My whole life, in my 34 years, I just was like, no, water is wet. There's water in this cup right now. Is it making the cup wet or is it wet? If I pour it on the table, is it making the table wet or is the water itself wet?
Water is wet. Water is the definition of like the most wet a substance can be is water.
I have a headache right now thinking about it.
Have your kids not argued about this shit?
Yes, but
Okay,
every time, when I don't know enough about an argument, I step back. I'm like, I don't know the answer to this question.
I have no vested interest
I have
in
no
this.
opinion because it's a headache. I just don't know.
It is a headache. That's when I finally had to be like, I'm gonna have to go ahead and step back on this. If the earth is flat or not, maybe I'll discuss it with you. But water being wet, I had both are null and void, man. Whether water is wet or it makes things wet, why are we having a pointless argument? Y'all just arguing for the sake of arguing.
Okay, I got 2 points to make. One is another flashback I just had.
PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah. Okay, so one is a flashback I just had. I had another dumb argument I got with some of my classmates and my teacher about is clear a color. For some reason, I took this hard stance, like, clear is a color. Like, clear,
you were the color guy? You said color?
And now looking back, I'm like, what the heck was I thinking? Why did I cause an argument about that?
All students watching this now, we're going to start arguing about whether clear is a color tomorrow.
It's like, what in the world?
The first thing I'm going to hear on Monday.
Yeah, so second point is middle schoolers, like, they start forming very strong opinions about random things, and they'll start fighting with their classmates and teachers over just random stuff. Like the other day, I had to move a student, and all of a sudden, the student started arguing with me. I was like, yo, why are we fighting over this? I was like, just move really quickly.
Bro,
like there's no need to argue and fight over this. But middle schoolers, when they decide they're gonna fight about something,
it's over.
I love that they believe what they believe, and they will fight tooth and nail for it.
Would do that when we teach argumentative writing.
Like, why can't you get passionate about literary analysis?
I'm saying when y'all was arguing about if water was wet or not, you had some passion behind what you was saying.
We could have gotten 5 paragraphs out of that for sure.
I hate when they say they can't write, but I'm like, that love note I took up to that girl was 16 pages long. I thought you couldn't write, and your handwriting is better. You cared that she could read it, but you ain't cared that I could read it. That's
she took
crazy.
the time there.
Hey everyone, this episode is brought to you by Manscaped, the global leader in men's lifestyle and grooming. Every man knows the unbeatable feeling of a fresh barbershop shave. I love it. Now, what if I told you that you no longer have to wait weeks or even months between appointments to experience it? Introducing Manscaped's newest innovation, the Chairman Pro Electric Foil Shaver, the game-changing tool that brings the luxury of a professional shave right into your very home. Whether you're after the daily silky smooth finish or prefer to maintain a rugged 5 o'clock shadow, the Chairman Pro Electric Foil Shaver is your go-to for precision and style every time. Head over to manscaped.com and join the over 11 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by using code OFFDUTY for 20% off plus free shipping. As a middle school teacher, I want to avoid scenarios where I may be royally roasted by my students. Shaving with a normal razor was an easy way to get a seat in the roast chair because I was nicking myself and coming in looking like I got in a fight with a cat. And my students were quick to point that out, like super quick. But with the Chairman Pro, I have the option of 2 different heads, one for a close, smooth shave, and the other to clean up the stubble. Both heads are designed with skin-safe technology to help reduce razor burn and irritation, so your skin feels smooth and comfortable after every shave, reducing redness and discomfort. Also, reducing the possibility of my students making fun of my shaving techniques. Get the Chairman Pro today and experience a shave that is as smooth as you deserve. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code OFFDUTY at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code OFFDUTY at manscaped.com.
The first fight I tried to break up.
I tried to break up.
And failed.
Oh.
Let's take it back 10 long years ago.
Was it year one of teaching?
Year one.
teaching?
Nice.
Year one, okay? I'm teaching 11th grade English in the Bronx.
Try to bring up some 11th graders in the Bronx is a bad start to the conversation.
And I'm going to say I'm 5'4", just so everybody knows. And so I told this kid, I said, you need to move your seat. I said, you're talking too much. You're yapping.
Doing all that yapping.
He was yapping. And I was like, you just need to move over like 4 spaces over, okay?
Because the hell I am.
And he was like, no.
Oh, did he fight you? Were you the fight?
Well, it started with us, okay? Yeah, I threw hands.
That's why you're not teaching in the Bronx anymore.
Anybody can get these paws.
So he starts arguing with me, and it was passionate, and 11th graders aren't passionate about much.
they really
So I was shocked, because usually it's the middle schoolers who are passionate, and he wouldn't move. And all of a sudden, from the back of the room, this kid jumps out of his desk, and he's like, you need to listen to Miss Kowal right now and move your seat, or I'm taking you outside.
That man said I stand 10 toes down with her.
And I was like, what do I do? Then they're like, what do I do?
Who caused this?
Like, help me. So they are face to face, yelling now. They're both yelling. They're both over 6 feet tall. I'm like, what do I do? I'm like 3 months into teaching. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Y'all know what I did?
What?
I went out in the hallway and just started yelling for help.
I would have.
I was like, help! Anybody?
Did they throw hands?
They never did, but because Mr. Porter, I'll never forget it. He
Mr.
came.
Porter.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Porter. He came running and he broke it up. But
Nice.
so in the Bronx, they would always try to fight outside so the fight could actually happen and teachers wouldn't
'Cause they
break it
got
up.
that
So
life.
I don't know if it ever happened outside of school, but I was terrified. I was like, I don't even know what to do. And of course, all the other kids are laughing. They think it's
Yeah,
funny.
no chill.
You know, and this was, they
could've
weren't
broke them
filming
up.
yet because we didn't have cell phones in that school, but they would have filmed it if it was today,
That's
so.
like the thing with fights now in schools.
They film
They
it.
film it,
Yeah.
and it just turns into Fight Club,
Yeah.
and
They
it
film it.
is so bad.
That's how they get caught for fighting, because I'm like, we would have never known y'all was going 10 in the bathroom
Right.
if y'all didn't snitch on y'all.
It's a lot of bathroom fights.
And you
getting
put it on
videotaped.
Snapchat. Y'all, that was dumb.
They're like, oh, how did we get caught? I don't know. You posted the video.
And you told
We saw
everybody.
you.
So you posted with your name on it. Like,
I saw you see me see you on the video.
it's like, what are you doing? My dad told me this story how when he was student teaching, which was a long time ago, because he's a lifer.
Oh, I keep forgetting your dad's
he can
teacher.
retire and
That's awesome.
yeah, he's been in it. He was saying one time when he was student teaching, there were these two girls in the hallway that were just beating the crap out of each other. And he
Girl
went
fights
out,
are scarier.
Yeah, he said that he remembers
girl
seeing the
fights are
girl grab the girl by the hair and was like shoving her in the locker and like get after it. So he was getting ready to walk out there and break it up, and his cooperating teacher grabbed and was like, no, and just shut the door. He's like, you let him fight.
Because the
Let 'em
amount of
hash it
stuff they
out.
be pulling
Yeah.
off when, sir,
When he's student teaching 1980, that's what they teach you.
they ain't got no
that
phone.
was that was the rule back then.
Yeah,
Just
it's-
close the door.
Let them hash it out.
let 'em get
Can
after
you
it.
imagine
Oh.
the one time, I can't remember what school I was at, but the one time these two kids were about to get to fighting, I think they had just had enough because they've been talking about fighting each other for months. And the principal just stepped back and said, go ahead. Neither one of them didn't bust no grape and no fruit fight. So y'all really just wanted to argue.
Yep.
Now we telling y'all can fight. And
Just kidding.
but them kids never argued again because y'all didn't really want to fight. Y'all wasting my time. You wasting my time. I never seen anything like it. I just knew they was finna start throwing hands. I was like, hey, I don't think you should let them fight.
This isn't right.
I caught a stray one year, so I got domed, man. I got right in the back of the
I
head.
love your explanations of things.
So this was
That was pretty good.
Because that's not what I thought when hearing catching a stray. I thought you were talking about a bullet. I was like, what?
It did take me about 5 seconds to compute.
Wow.
I was like, wait a minute.
no, I got hit in the
How are
back of the head.
Here, man.
So this was my first year teaching, okay, and this was during COVID, and all.
So wait, are you online yet or
No, so
Okay.
in South Dakota, we really
Double.
didn't go online. We said,
They were like, we ain't doing
figure it
that.
out.
The cold air will kill it.
Yeah, it's like space mount. We'll call it good. It's just a random day in like January or something, and we were catching wind that this fight was gonna happen.
Yeah,
like
'cause
one
they
thing
always
about
snitch on
fights,
They can't keep
themselves.
their
kids
mouth shut
love
about
to
it.
tell
Yeah, they do.
kids love to tell teachers
Run
that
their
they're
mouth.
about to commit a
Running
crime.
their mouth.
I don't know why.
I'm telling you, they snitch all the time.
Oh, how'd you know? I don't know. You told me.
Yeah.
So
Everybody's talking about it.
so they're coming from lunch. I'm like, it's gonna get hot. You know what's gonna happen.
I love
Here we
it.
go.
It's going to get hot.
And all of a sudden, I start hearing the kids barking at each other. I'm like, oh,
Barking?
here we, you just like talking trash.
Metaphorically.
I was like,
for
Yeah.
He was like, they're
Yeah.
turning a dog.
No, they were barking at each
you
other.
imagine?
And
What you trying to
so
That would scare me.
So
That would truly scare me.
my room was in a weird spot where like it was in a corner, and then the other door was like the library. So we still had like space, 6 feet, gotta separate, whatnot, follow the arrows going this way down the hall, all the crazy stuff we did during COVID. And all of a sudden the fight starts happening. I try breaking everything up. I get hit in the back of the head. Everyone's fighting, and then the librarian, bless her heart. Bless her heart. She comes out and she goes, "Put your masks on. Put your masks on." I'm like, I'm in the middle of this fight.
Help me.
Trying to break it up.
Masks on?
I'm getting hit in the head because it was a peak of COVID. And I was like, I got bigger fish to fry
Yeah.
here. I just got rocked.
I'm sorry, they're not even supposed to be touching each other. They're supposed to be 6 feet apart. I'm sorry, at this point, masks
Yeah.
are null and void, man.
Yeah. And I was like,
Put your mask on.
I remember like another kid saw her saying, like, what? Like,
What are you even doing here,
that's
man?
what we're gonna. That's what you're gonna critique here. Yeah. And I know the kid who hit me. We cool. Seriously.
fine. It's fine.
She came down the other day.
Girl,
I
It was a
thought
girl.
I imagined
Yeah.
a
thought it
boy
was
the
two
whole
dudes.
time.
No, she came down. She came and visited.
rocked you.
She came and visited my school, and she was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I was like, "I'm great." And every time I see her, I was like, "Remember the time you punched me in the back
Man,
of the
still
head?"
suffering a concussion from the time you punched
Sweet
me.
memories.
Sweet memories.
Still
and
pass out
that's
sometimes.
what teaching is. Like sometimes you get punched in the back of the head by a kid,
Yeah.
and they
What's
still.
crazy is that sometimes it's never happened to me.
Really?
I'm not turning my back on no kids.
Well, I was in there trying to break it up. I'm like, I can break it up, and all of a sudden, boom!
I ain't breaking it up either.
Yeah, that was a bad
Definitely
deal.
twisted an ankle once or twice trying to break up. But yeah, I always have platform sneakers on. I'm like not very coordinated, running to get the kids separated.
Not the platform sneakers. I ain't
Yeah.
even gonna lie. I keep saying I ain't gonna break up fights. I actually did. Last year I broke
Yeah.
up 2 fights. The only time I break up a fight is if it's 2 kids I know won't hit me.
Yeah.
Because they like me.
Yeah.
That's
If
the
you
only-
have a rapport with them,
That's the
and
only
usually
time-
your voice is enough to break it up sometimes.
Where? When? My voice ain't never been. Them kids got into that brawl fight. I was like, hey, stop.
Chill, 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 chill.
It did not. It did not. This teacher said that her kids got to arguing about what color the math folder is.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
talk about it.
I've seen some adults.
Red.
Oh,
Blue.
no.
Blue's my favorite color,
No.
and math
Blue.
is my
Okay.
least favorite subject. No.
Here we go.
Let's hear it.
Green, science. Okay.
Okay,
Social
all right.
studies.
Orange.
Red.
What?
Red. Okay.
Orange.
I'll get into it here in a little bit.
I agree with the orange on that.
ELA, blue. Math is anything but red. Here's why, okay? Red is a scary color, okay? Red is like intimidating. It's scary. Numbers,
You don't grade
math,
with a red pen?
are intimidating.
You grade with a blue
Like
pen?
your blue pen.
Ah,
Soft blue.
you do not.
This is my grading pen.
Are you serious? You don't grade with a red pen?
Well, most of my stuff's all
Do you grade with a red pen?
Yes, I do.
I was always
never
told
have.
not to.
I never have. Yeah, it's too aggressive.
What?
It's too aggressive.
Hey, think about their feelings.
You got
You two rusty nickels. I want you to make a 36 on the ACT. When you get to Harvard, do you think they care that you don't like red pen? You better write that dissertation. You're gonna drop out and you're gonna be homeless.
I will
I
say
like purple. I just try to bring the bad news in
Purple.
a soft, sweet way.
there's a very prominent figure in my life who likes to talk about the wussification of America. Everyone's becoming soft nowadays. I will say, like, there's all this literature. I read that like the other day. Like, you shouldn't grade with a red pen and blah 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 blah. It's like, okay, we gotta toughen
I just
up a
never
little
have
bit.
thought about it
we
like
gotta
that.
like
I
if
just-
the red pen is putting you over the edge, you gotta toughen up a
I
little
can't
bit.
believe you've never thought it. Like
I have no rhyme or reason to it. I just have always graded
Yeah.
with a red
I've always avoided it, and I think it's in the back of my mind
Well,
that
now
I'm not
grading
supposed
with a
to.
red
Yeah.
pen anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just like, nah, I want my students to have a complex now.
Yeah.
You
There's-
gotta worry about it
7 years
now.
I've been teaching. I've been
You're
grading
gonna be
with a
like,
red pen.
You gotta shake the next time
It's
you
a
pick it
kid in
up.
therapy right now because Miss Richardson used to put an F on my paper in red pen. Like, does an F on the paper in blue pen make you feel less stressed?
Yes. Yes. Blue is calming.
I'm sorry. If I get an F in blue pen, I feel better about it, even though it's still an F.
Yeah, there's a
There's
kid-
data behind that.
I bet
It's
yeah.
still, I was about to say,
There's no data.
Colors, yeah, okay. So pulling tight here,
Colors.
Vic. Okay, math is never red. Math folders, math notebooks are never red. If you think math is red, you are on the edge of Crazy Town. Okay, you know what? You might even be in the newest census at Crazy Town. Okay, it is nuts to do that because math is intimidating. Why would you want math to be more intimidating? By every day, you're like, okay, open to page 74, and you're like, let me grab out my blood red notebook to get more scared. Have it be like, I don't know, a fun, silly color like purple. they'd be like, oh, I'm in a good mood now.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I hate myself. What I'm about to say. I agree with you. I like
Thank
this
you.
argument.
Yes.
He's getting me. He's getting me. And I said right at the beginning of this conversation, and now I'm kind of like, it makes sense.
How old are you? I'm sorry.
34.
Oh, we graduated the same year.
I hate math.
Kids hate every subject. I ain't never seen them say nothing about no red. They got an attitude. Whether you tell them to pull out their black Chromebook, they still gonna have an attitude. It's work.
And not a charger.
And no charger. Phone on
dead.
100%. They got 2 phones, one for the plug and one for the... Never mind. I just have never... I ain't trying to be hateful. I just have never thought about that. Because, like, if English was red, that would still be stressful.
English, it is...
English has to
English
be a
is
cute
blue.
color.
It's blue.
It's blue or purple?
Who has purple folders?
Me.
You cute.
I do. My
got purple
my
folders.
fifth period class has purple folders. I do it by period.
What do they do with the folders?
I just keep all their stuff in there. They're not allowed to take it home because they're going to lose
Yeah, they be
everything.
losing
So the folders stay in.
I'm doing
the
an experiment this year. This is the first year I've ever let them take their bell work with them. Like, I don't keep it. I put Monday through Friday's bell work on a sheet of paper.
Crazy town
and you
population, you.
It's I know.
And do they bring it back? Does it work?
Wow.
That's incredible.
I used to never let them take anything because I was like, they're 6th grade. They're not going to bring it back. Kids will rise to the occasion.
Wow.
They be scrambling,
That is
scratching
true.
for that bell work. I'm like, where your bell work?
And it comes out all crumbled up,
Dang,
right?
milk on it. I don't care
doesn't
what it got
matter.
on there. This is a experiment in teaching you to be responsible. They bring that paper back. Even kids I thought that they would have been like, my dog ate it. They bring it back. I'm proud of them.
Some
Proud
of
of your kids.
Shout out to my students, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the biggest fights that I see in my classroom is between a student and their Chromebook. Like when they're playing Blicket or something, and they just crash out, and they just be like, "No!" Boom! They pop.
D1 crash out on
They go
Blicket.
crazy town on
It's
it.
terrifying
Yeah.
sometimes.
Blicket and the Kahoot, it goes down.
I love when a kid will just
Those
like
are the scariest fights in the classroom is when Kahoot and Blicket play. That's it.
they go nuts. Like I had a kid the other day, he just punches his Chromebook, just hit that thing. I was like, Mike Tyson, chill, bro. And then he comes over to my desk and he's like, yeah, I don't know why, but my screen's broken on my Chromebook. I'm like, I know exactly why, brother. It's
Yeah.
because you just hit it as hard as you can.
Bro had a crash out moment and blacked out. He's like, what
Yeah.
happened to my computer? Like,
I don't even
you
remember
happened
that.
to your computer.
Yeah, sounds like a you problem, brother.
This teacher said these kids got to arguing over my new hairstyle. One student said that I looked really pretty. And he's like, she looks really pretty. And another student said, don't be a bootlicker. She looks like a child.
Oh, what?
A bootlicker.
Wow.
What the heck? Bootlicker is crazy. That's fighting words. Call me a bootlicker.
That's
We
so
scrapping.
nasty.
It's paws being put on people.
That's like whenever a kid will give me a compliment in class, like it'll be like the most like low level compliment.
Yeah.
Like, I like your shoes today.
Yeah.
And then there'll be always a kid in the back. It's like, D1 Glazer. It's like, dude.
What?
D1, have you ever heard like what a glazer? Glazers are people that like glazing is when it's kind of like sucking up to somebody. Be like,
Ooh,
it's like if you get like over compliment somebody, like
A
you're
Pick
glazer
me.
makes me think
like
of a
pick
donut.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
If a kid said glazer in my class, I'm like, where that donut at?
I know,
Bring
just
the
gonna say
glazed
Krispy
one.
Kreme.
Speaking of glazers, shout out to Quick Star Quick Trip in the Midwest who have glazers. They're a special kind of donut.
What is it though?
What-
It's
Yeah.
it's a donut.
Boy,
And they're delicious.
if
And
you
it's
don't
just a
explain
regular
what
donut.
it is,
Best donut in the Midwest.
what is it?
It's gotta go to Quick Star or Quick Trip. Go figure
Now
it
I'm
out.
hungry. My stomach is in my back, and I'm getting angry because you won't explain what
If
this
you're
glazer
a
donut is.
Midwesterner and you've been to Quick Star or Quick Trip and had a glazer, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Something about you not being able to explain it is bothering me. Use your words.
He's
gotta-
got nothing other than it's a donut.
So get this.
He's the
okay?
student
So
that doesn't give text evidence.
Yeah.
So-
he doesn't know what a literary device is.
You got this donut that's round like this, okay? And then they call it a glazer.
If I'm about to
And then
turn
you
into
eat
a
it.
Key and Peele skit, if you son of a, if one of y'all says something.
I love it. Here's a great one that somebody submitted. My 4th grade students started arguing about if you could catch puberty, as if like catch a cold. It's like a virus that's going around.
I love that they would even talk about that. They're usually afraid to say the P word.
Oh, it is. It is a tough. I'll always remember my 5th grade class when we were having the talk. Our teacher told us, if you're gonna laugh, bite your shirt. Bite your shirt like this. If you're gonna laugh, just bite your shirt. And I
That
remember,
teacher has seen some things.
yeah.
Okay.
I turned around and I saw my buddy Reed Sawatsky. Shout out to you, former neighbor.
What a
I
name,
turned around
man.
and looked. His whole shirt was soaking wet. Because he was biting it the whole time.
No, she said bite it, not chew on
dying
it.
laughing.
I love that.
I'll always remember that memory.
That's
Always
a good
remember that.
coping mechanism,
Very
to
good.
keep it together.
Yeah, very good.
I watch high schoolers argue about who could push a computer button fastest. They even found a website that would count the number of button presses you could do in a minute. They played it for over an hour, sweating and cramping their fingers, and you would have thought they won the Olympics when they broke their own record. They
Who came up with that
the
game?
weirdest stuff.
Who came up with that game?
And playing
middle
it for an
schooler.
hour is crazy work. Because what the hell kind of stuff was you teaching that y'all had an hour of instruction to waste?
Right?
Me as a state test
That must have been a
teacher.
makeup day.
That stressed me out.
Here's a great one. My fourth graders trying to figure out how old I was on my birthday. They were arguing that there was no way I was born in 1978 because that was the 1900s and I would be dead if I was born in the 1900s.
I'm so sick of these 1900s phrases.
I have that 1900s jokes and big back jokes. I've had enough, man.
I just
I've
can't
had
take
enough.
it anymore.
I asked my students, I said, I had them write down on a piece of paper. I said, what year do you have to be born to be considered old? And I kid you not, the amount of times that they said like mid 2000s, I was like, are you kidding me? There was somebody that put 2007. I said, what?
My God.
I graduated from high school in 2007.
I told a student the other day that I graduated high school in 2016, and this kid in the back goes, dang, you unk status for real, for real.
I told them kids I was turning 35, and one of them said, dang, you pushing 40. Pushing what?
You.
30 is the new 20.
Oh, is it?
At least I can read. I don't know. Like sometimes I just
yes.
feel like, why you gotta
that's
go
funny.
back to your feelings back?
When I have kids start calling me unk, I'm like, no,
No.
please,
You
no.
don't even look. You don't even give unks that. You know
Well,
what I'm
according to
saying?
these
You cooler
kids.
than that.
No, I don't. You should see me on like on a Wednesday in the class when I'm just real beat down and
Yeah.
tired.
Something about Wednesday just really do something.
It
to me.
hurts. It
I'd be
hurts.
like, I'm tired. I'm
Wednesday
ready to
at
go.
like 1:58 when you're just like, oh, I got another 2 hours of this
It's
job.
nice to know that we all feel that way at 1:58. Something
And then
about
someone
the
who-
58.
Yeah.
hurts.
It's so
Like
close
12:58.
yet so far.
Like
Yeah.
That's
Or-
right when they walk in for a pop-up like observation. You're like, stop it, why?
Get out of here.
Or a 47. I don't know. I just don't like the number. Like if a 47.
Are we about to argue over
I
numbers?
just got a bone to pick.
I think you angry. You be
Hey, here's a
having bone
question.
to pick
Here's
with-
a
God.
question. Speaking of arguments, okay, is blue left or right? Left.
Oh, Lord.
What kind of questions do
Is
y'all
blue
We
be
hang
left-
out with
asking?
middle schoolers
Is blue
too
left
much.
or right?
I'm finna go to school on
Okay,
Monday
he-
and ask my kids that just to tick them off.
That should be your bell ringer.
Next.
That's your bell ringer. Argue it. Argue it. Yes.
Is blue left? All right, here's another one.
Because
Okay.
Because
Is-
explain why who asking is blue
just
left
what
or
what
right.
is what
I'm
is
going to
it?
say right.
It's literally a color. How is it?
Is it
Y'all
left-
didn't learn y'all shapes and colors in school?
Okay, is Nebraska a boy or a girl?
What are y'all asking? It's a state.
These
man.
are made up questions.
These are
Yeah.
great questions.
They're made up,
Okay.
though, bro.
Tell me why. Why
okay,
are these
so
great questions?
heads or tails, okay? Okay, tails. Is tails left or right?
Left.
What is?
Oh, I think tails
Is this
right.
is this a left brain, right brain
No,
kind
no,
of thing?
no, no.
'Cause
This is just what comes to your head, okay?
Just like spit it out.
Red. Is red left or right?
Right.
Right.
it's a color.
It's a primary color.
It's a color.
But you pair it with something. I did a whole road trip the other day with my in-laws, and I just started asking all these questions. And I think my father-in-law was pretty over it.
I'm over. I'm out. You only
I
asked
was
me
like-
4
I
or
was like,
5
yo.
questions. I would have put my AirPods in.
I was like, Mike, is Florida a boy or a girl? And he's like, shut up.
and he sounds like a pretty nice guy. So you really teed him off.
Said, you married
Okay,
my
now
daughter?
we got to do it again so I can see what. Okay, so
Okay,
Just immediately
is
say it.
New York boy or girl?
boy,
Boy, okay.
Yeah.
Is California a boy or a girl?
girl,
Girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is North Dakota left or right?
left.
Yep. Right?
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was 3 in a row.
Okay, here's another one. Here's another one. Okay. Is Minnesota blue or red?
Blue.
What's happening?
Right?
What's happening?
Yeah.
What?
Have you
Once
done
again.
it like this where like you're saying
Yeah.
it at the same
yeah.
time?
Okay, here we go.
This is a game I'm about to play with my students. I'm gonna bring 2 of
Yeah.
them up there and make them
There's a new brain break
Face
for you
off?
guys.
brain break.
Okay, I
Hey,
do
that's
have a question.
fantastic.
Yeah.
One teacher said that they argued for an hour over how you pronounce pecan. How do you say it?
Pecan.
Oh, well, that's not fun.
People
What about
say
caramel?
pecan.
Some people say pecan, but where do they say pecan at?
And with my croissant. Like,
Le
get outta
croissant.
here.
Is that the fancy way to say
Yeah.
How
it?
do you say, what was the word we just
Caramel.
said? Yeah, caramel.
I say caramel.
What
Caramel.
the frick?
I love this one that was submitted by these students. If OJ's glove fit, for real, it happened last week. They're 6th graders.
It happened last
Asking if
week.
OJ's glove fit. What's that have to do with anything, man?
How do they know who OJ is?
I know.
I'm shocked
Also-
they know.
Okay, so there's 3 things that I get like every couple of years I get really like hyperfixated on some things. Lately
about
it's
you.
been airplanes in North Korea. For some reason there was a period of time when it was OJ. Like I was fascinated by OJ stuff, and I just by happenstance happened to be in the same room with this dude who was a bigwig in Tahoe in the casino world, and he told me a crazy OJ story.
Ooh.
And for some reason it just tickled the part of my brain that I was like,
Don't say that.
that's awesome. Sorry, I digress.
Touch my neurons.
I digress.
This one's funny. Number 16. Junior high students arguing whether or not a fart would come out high pitched if you had helium in your butt.
I would think, yeah. Right? I'm thinking.
In my mind, why don't ever put helium in your butt?
How do you, yeah, how does that
Don't do
work?
that. Why? And why is y'all talking about this?
Why are they talking about butts in class?
That's the most middle
That's-
school thing ever.
That is the most middle
Oh,
school
what in
thing
the world?
ever.
How to pronounce Timothy Chalamet from right after the Wonka movie?
Chalamet?
Who the heck is that?
He's like this tall, skinny, new actor dude.
I'm surprised they knew how to pronounce it. I don't know. Chalamet, calamari.
Timotei.
Calamari.
Timotei.
Hey, Ron.
The other day, so I had a Kit Kat in class the other day.
Oh, I'd fight you over that.
I had a Kit Kat.
That's
I got
hungry.
I got booed. Okay, I got booed.
We're having a Kit Kat?
No. So
Oh.
what our booth is, like you get booed. So we had like these gift baskets that
I've
you would
heard
pass
this.
around, and if you get booed,
Like Boo Grams.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
Boo Gram. Yeah, type of deal. And there was a Kit Kat in it. And I was really hungry, and I'm a big intermittent fasting guy, and I was ready to eat. Okay, so I was like, oh, I get to
Chocolate.
eat. So I'm like, yeah, break the fast with chocolate, nice and healthy. So I ripped it open, and I took a big chunk. I bit into it, just normally. Like I didn't break off the things. I bit into it.
And you said
It
normally.
was a 4. It was a big one. I just bit into it, and I had so many kids that were like, "What is wrong with you?"
I would be
Right,
that
I had the same
Really?
Yeah, I don't understand why you would. Why wouldn't you?
Bro,
the whole point
you
is to
are.
break it off.
Hey, real talk. You a menace to society. At this point, while sipping your gin and juice in the hood, you a menace to society. You stir the pot. You be trolling people on purpose, and then you smile with it.
You have to break off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
Thank you.
No, I was saying, give me that Kit Kat bar. Let me.
You just you
There's. I was gonna
bit
say
it like
something.
it was a Snickers, man.
That is insane to me. I
If
can't
you
believe
ever
did
do that in front of me,
And then
You got the roast
eat
you
it.
deserve.
Don't you eat it like instead of like with the arrows pointing towards you, you go like the sideways.
wait, so you stressing me out, man.
You just like to be different.
Is this episode over with, man?
I'm
You stressing me out. I
different.
can't.
Pull
He
up to
already
the scene
asked
with
me
my
whether
cinnamon.
colors was left or right. I'm stressing me out. Now you talking about eating a Kit Kat in the middle.
I can't believe we had that conversation.
Made you think about it. I argue with my students a lot about music, to be honest with you.
What kind of arguments y'all be having about music?
So I'm really into dad rock lately. I'm really into Creed.
Oh,
Really into
wow.
Creed.
Hey, Creed
I
is
love
good,
Creed.
though.
With arms wide open. Like I think Creed is awesome. So
she said,
the other day we had some downtime, and I was like, oh, this is a great time to build relationship. Okay, build relationship.
Yeah.
Also known as I didn't plan well enough. I needed 5 minutes
Yeah.
to fill.
let's
Period.
have a chat.
Yeah. So I was like, you guys want to listen to the music I like to listen to? Like, yeah, let's do it. Let's
My
do
kids
it.
never. They're like, no.
Really?
Yeah, they don't care about me. They're
So,
like not
uh,
interested.
So I turned on some Creed, and oh my gosh,
asking
you
to
would
get roasted.
You would like those are fighting words. All of a sudden, they're like, "What is this?" Boo! They started just barking at me, like, "My dad listens to this." I said, "This is Creed,
This
yo.
is making my ears bleed.
This is awesome." And then I followed Creed with Nickelback. I played a little.
Oh, I love
photograph.
Nickelback, man. Look at this photograph.
So all right. So we went from Nickelback, look at this photograph, and then I had my accelerated class later in the day, and I was like, oh, we're talking about graphs in here. Let me play the old Vine. Look at this graph, and I showed it. You don't remember that?
No one remembers Vine. Come
So I
on,
showed
man.
it to them, and I thought they were just gonna bust out laughing. I thought they were all gonna laugh, and I hit play on it. I was just sitting at my desk like smiling, like waiting for them to laugh, and then the video like ends. I'm like,
Crickets.
crickets. And then I like do it again. Crickets. I'm like, come on, you guys, this is funny. So our sense of humors are way different, and our taste in music is
I feel like
way
after
different.
hearing that music, they would call you emo or something, not knowing that that's
As
not
soon as
emo
Creed
music.
came on,
Yeah,
that's probably maybe they freaked out about the Creed because they were like, this is not associated with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Look like you.
I
We
am
thought
emo.
You were cool, man.
Like, I love emo music. I love some Blink-182, little My
Love
Chemical
some
Romance.
Blink-182. Man, maybe I'm emo too. I like Blink-182.
I
Chemical
love.
Romance.
Yes.
Sometimes at night, I just put on eyeliner and paint my nails black, and I
Look deep into the mirror.
I look into the mirror and, dang it, Mom, dang it, Dad, you were never there for me. They were, but.
This person said during a story, a student y'all stupid. I can't with y'all. During the story, a student passed gas. Everyone around her started moving away. When I looked up, a boy said she farted. Before I could reply, she yelled back, "No, I did not. Pooped air."
That's the new definition of fart right there.
That's great. That's great.
I freaking love kids, man. They
That
say
creativity.
the
Kids are
best things.
That should be in the dictionary.
I told a kid to wake up one time. He said I wasn't asleep. I was like, your eyes were closed. He was like, bro, I was taking a long blink. I'm sorry, what?
Oh,
That's
just
what I'm
resting
gonna
my
say
eyes.
when I get caught
That-
sleeping in my classroom.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny. Speaking of taking long blinks.
I'm gonna take a long blink after this episode.
Yeah, take a little nappy nap.
Feels
Yeah.
good to take those long,
I know.
long
Feels
blinks.
Wow, all
good.
three of us started going to sleep right now. I was like, we
Oh.
gotta end the episode, people. We can't go to sleep.
You just drop the mic.
I'm so sleep deprived. This job sucks the life out of me. Not this one. Teaching. So,
Boy, I thought you was talking about the podcast.
No.
I was like, hey,
Right in
this
front of
fills
the
my
boss.
cup.
I'm
Right
at
in
a
front of him.
podcast, just sitting right over there. You just dogging this man.
No.
You said your podcast is dog water.
I love this job. It just fills my cup. It's the best.
Gonna
Fills
phantom
my
tax
cup.
your food.
Ooh.
So if you're watching us on YouTube, put down in the chat, what are some of the craziest things that students have fought over in your class, and what are crazy things that students have fought with you about? Should be interesting.
About a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
They
Excited
gotta
to
write
read
a
those.
paragraph on their
A
page.
lot of stuff, but peace out, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Bye.